All right, now we're on lesson 16, exponents. This is on page 59. So they're written like this: 4 to the second power, 3 to the fourth power, 2 to the third power. So what this means is 4 times itself twice. This means 3 times itself 4 times. And this means 2 times itself 3 times. So 4 to the second, 3 to the fourth, 2 to the third. This is called the base, and this is the exponent. All right, so the answer to this is 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 9 is 81. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So that's what an exponent means. So why are we doing this? Well, you probably realize on some of those product of primes, it gets to be a pain to write 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. So now we're going to be able to write them using exponents. So we have 7, 0, 5, 6. We're supposed to write it as a product of primes, but this time we are going to be able to use exponents. So it's an even number, so I'll start by dividing by 2. So that'll be 3, 5, 2, 8. That's also even, so I'll divide by 2. 2 goes in there once, 15 is 7, 12 is 6, and 8 is 4. That's also even. So here we go by 2 again. That's 8, 16 is 8, and 2. Even again, 4, 41. Now it's not even anymore. So let's check. 4 plus 4 plus 1, that's 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so we know that this number is divisible by 3. So that'd be 1 into 14 would be 4, with 2 left over, 21 is 7. Try that again. 1 plus 4 plus 7, that's 5 and 7 is 12, so it's divisible by 3 again. So that'd be 49, and that's 7 and 7. So now what we're going to do is count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, so that's 2 to the fourth, times. There's 2 3s, so that's 3 to the second. And then there's 2 7s, so that's 7 to the second. So now we wrote the product of primes, but we used exponents instead of having to write them all out. Okay, lesson 17. Area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is either base times height or length times width, whichever one you want to think about. The important thing is that the length and the width, or the base and the height, have to be perpendicular to each other. In other words, they have to form right angles. Okay, so down at the bottom of the page, it says how many 1-inch square tiles. Well, a 1-inch square tile would be like this, counting how many 1-inch on each side would be 1 and 1. How many of those tiles could you put in there? So it's just a fancy way of saying what is the area of this rectangle. It's 36 inches this way, 24 inches this way. Okay, well, the formula is base times height. So it's going to be 36 times 24. Multiply that. 24, 14, put a 0, 12, 6, 7, so 4, 6, 864. And the units here are inches. So for area, units are always square units. So this will be 864 inches squared. Just remember, any kind of area is going to be square units. Perimeter was singular units. Okay, so perimeter is singular units, area is always square units. All right, we have another one. It's an L-shaped thing. Oh dear, let's get rid of that. So I'm gonna go like this, and like this, and like this, and then like this, up here and across. Okay, so they tell us this is 4, this is 4. This whole thing is 6. This whole thing is 12, and this whole thing is, 2. So there's a couple ways we can do this. We can find the area of this rectangle and this rectangle and add them together, or we can find the area of this rectangle and add it to this rectangle. We'll get the same answer either way. It doesn't matter which way you do it. So over here, it would be 6 times 4 plus, if this whole thing is 12 and this little piece of it is 4, then how much is left for this one? So we have to take 12 minus 4. So this little piece right here is 8. So then this rectangle is 8 times 2. So this would be 24 plus 16, or 40. And the units on this one are centimeters, so this will be centimeters squared. Okay, so then if we do it over here, this was a 4 and a 4. We now know that, well, this is a 12 and that's a 2. So this way would be 4 times 4 plus 12 times 2. So 16 plus 24, which is 40. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. If you use the first method or the second method, you're going to get the same answer. All right, finally on to lesson 18. So we're multiplying fractions. And the word of in mathematics means multiply. Okay, so when it says 3/7 of 42, it means 3/7 times 42. And we can make any whole number into a fraction by placing it over 1. Okay, so we multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is 6, 126 over 7. And then let's see if that reduces. 126 divided by 7 goes in there once. Yes. 8 times 7 is 56. So this reduces to 18. So you multiply the numerators, you multiply the denominators, and then you simplify the result. And you can go back and watch this video as many times as you want. That's the idea, that it's there for you. Use it as often as you need to. 5/7 of 12 means 5/7 times 12 over 1. So multiply straight across. 5 times 12 is 60, and 7 times 1 is 7. And you don't have to write this as a mixed number, and it won't reduce. So 60 over 7 is the final answer. All right, so after you watch these, if you have questions, call me, please. Let's make sure that we're straight, and I'll talk to you soon.